Hi, Ray here. In this video I'm going to try and answer the question, is the Fujifilm X-Pro2 a usable vlogging camera? Stick around to the end where I'll share my impressions, good and bad, but let's jump right into my torture test in Canada's Great White North. Here we are in the winter wonderland. This is real pretty. I'm glad I came out. I was really tempted to just stoke up the fire and stay inside. Oops. Whoa! But actually the snow has really slowed down a lot. It was pretty wild before. I couldn't even see. It was blowing and snowing so hard. Woohoo! Watch it, Ray. Don't want to fall and break your ass. Already did that a couple of weeks ago. Okay, we're into the serious part of the trail. Okay, we have to be careful, or more careful as the case may be. So, no looking at the camera, gotta look at my feet. This is a beautiful little trail. I like it in the summer, but I gotta say, this is almost more beautiful than in the summer. So here we go. Have a front view. I think the sun went down. It's getting dark in the forest. But it's still beautiful. Get home before it gets dark. That's what I want to do. Check this out. Isn't that gorgeous? That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna have to build up my arm muscles if I'm gonna do this vlogging stuff. I'm trying to hold this on my monopod. Okay, we gotta go uphill here. Hup, hup, hup. And we're on the main trail. Snow is starting up again harder. You know, this reminds me of cross-country skiing. I can't do that anymore because of my busted up ankle. In fact, it's really hard to walk smoothly with this. Got a little bit of OIS in this lens. I think it's not doing too badly. We'll have to see. We're getting down towards the road now, so you can hear the traffic. Uh-oh, it's very icy here. Gotta stop. Walking along the road now. We're next to it. This is actually a little roadside park here. Gary Oak Meadow. But we're just right beside the road. Yeah, this is pretty nice. It's not too cold. It's actually warmed up since earlier. It was -4 Celsius this morning, which is not brutally cold compared to the poor buggers back east. But then it warmed up a little bit to around 0 and started to snow. Well, the light's really fading now, and I'm getting cold. So I think it's time to go home and make a fire. Well, that was just the start of the snowpocalypse that had us snowed in for a few days. But here's the rig that I used. The Fujifilm X-Pro2, of course, paired with the Fujinon FX 10-24 OIS lens. That's for optical image stabilization, so that gives us a little bit of help there. And then the Basalt Gitzo monopod. As a point of interest, the weight of that rig, the Gitzo monopod weighs in at 1.5 pounds or 0.670 grams. The camera is 496 grams or 17.5 ounces, and the lens is 410 grams or just under a pound. So the total weight of that rig is 1.5 kilos. Now the first thing that a dedicated vlogger would notice about this camera is its complete lack of articulated, let alone fully articulated, flippy screen. Now, that would get a complete fail from Camera Conspiracy's Casey Stern. Why don't you do it? Do it. For my snowy vlog, I just used the built-in microphone, which wasn't ideal, as you can possibly hear from some of the wind noise that I did as best as I could to cover up. This would normally be my setup with the existing equipment that I have, including the Rode Stereo Video Mic Pro. Not the ideal vlogging mic, but it's what I have, and it would have worked just fine. One of my great frustrations about this camera is that Fuji insisted on using a 2.5mm stereo plug. So I have to use this adapter to plug into, and it introduces noise. So I was lucky that it wasn't that windy the other day, or else the audio would have been completely unusable. Of course, I could buy the Fuji mic, but I have this mic, and I believe it's better than the Fuji mic. So I guess to wrap up, I would say that, I wouldn't buy this camera as a vlogging camera, but it's the lightest camera that I have right now, and so I think it worked out not too badly. I guess one of the other things that has to be brought up is the autofocus. Fuji did improve the continuous autofocus with a firmware update last year, at the same time as they gave us 4K video, which I tested then, and I'll put a link to that at the end of this video. So you can see that the focus struggles a little bit, particularly as the light fades. But ultimately, I'm not disappointed in my first experiment in vlogging. Under quite harsh conditions, I might add. So ultimately, the X-Pro2 is not the perfect camera, and nor is it entirely suited to vlogging. But it is the lightest camera that I own, and I'll likely use it some more for that purpose. Well, you know the routine. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you didn't, don't. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And hey, go check out Camera Conspiracy's channel. It's awesome.